It did. Okay, we're going to start with our reading now. In your listening writing positions.
Vowels are open and voiced. A syllable is a word or a part of the word made with one open mouth. Syllable has one vowel sound. An accent mark is the accent. The vowel goes wide, the voice is loud and higher. All one syllable words are accented. An open syllable ends in one vowel. The vowel in an open accent syllable is long. Coded with a from long vowels say their name. U, unicorn, U. O, opener, O. A, apron, A. Apron, A. Y, fly, I. E, equal, E. I, iris, I. Vowel pair syllable has two adjacent vowels. Treated pair with love and care. Digraph A, I, cell A. Digraph E, feet, E. Digraph O, book, oo. Digraph O, moon, oo. Digraph A, Y, tray, A. Vowel consonant E syllable ends in one vowel, one consonant, and a final E. The E is added, cross it out. The vowel is long, coded with a macron. I consonant E, 5I. O consonant E, rope, O. E consonant E, athlete E. U consonant E, cube, U. A consonant E, cake, A. Closed syllable ends in one consonant and after one vowel. The vowel and an open closed syllable is short, coded with a V. A, apple, A. O, ox, hawk. E, echo, F. U, umbrella, I, itch, it. Consonant, closed mouth, sound is blocked or partially blocked by the tongue, teeth, or lips. L, O, J, J. Z, cake, peep, H, V, need, X, S, teat, R, Y, B, F, N, O, M, W, Q, final stable syllable is coded with a half bracket accent syllable before. D-L-E, dole. S-T-L-E, soul. P-L-E, pool. F-L-E, fool. G-L-E, ghoul. Z-L-E, zool. K-L-E, cool. B-L-E, bull. S-L-E, soul. C-K-L-E, cool. C-L-E, cool. Cool. T-L-E, tool. Are we doing any class up?
We are. Remember, I say the sound, you repeat the sound, and name the letter as you write it. The first sound, look and listen. U.
U. Consonant E.
Comma.
U.
U. That's it. U consonant E, comma. U. Look and listen.
Digraph C-H.
Final position.
Trigraph T-C-H, comma, C-H.
Good. Look and listen. I.
I, consonant E, comma, I, final position, Y.
Very good. Look and listen.
Combination ER, comma, OR.
You can listen.
Diagraph SH.
You can listen.
U, comma, A.
You can listen. Ooh.
Ooh, diagraph OO.
You can listen.
V, fat position, VE.
You can listen. E.
E, constant E.
All right, wait. We've learned. It's okay. It's digraph. E, comma, E, consonant E, comma, E,
Fat position,
E, comma, Y. There you go.
It's almost as long as the.
No, that's all the E sounds. Okay. Look and listen. A.
A, constant E, comma, A, fat position, AY.
Look and listen. Or.
Combination OR.
Look and listen.
S, fat position, S, comma, SE.
S, comma, S-E. S, final position. S, comma, S, comma, S-E. Good?
Mhm.
Okay. Look and listen. Z.
Z, fat position, S, comma, SE.
Good job. And R.
R, combination AR.
Alright. Good job. Yes, Jordan. Yeah. Alright, turn those over, please. Okay, we are going to learn a new concept today. So everybody paying close attention. Alright, put this down in your listening learning position. Okay. I want y'all to look at this word. How many sounded vowels?
2.
Sounded vowels are in this word. Yes. There are 2 sounded vowels. What happens to your mouth when you say a vowel? It opens. Good. And what is a syllable? Syllable is a word or
word made with one open mouth. Syllable has one vowel sound.
very good. It has one vowel sound. Is there a suffix or a final stable syllable on this word?
No.
No, you're right. There's not one. When you pronounce this word, your mouth will open 2 times as you say each vowel. This word has 2 syllables. I will place my finger under each vowel. Here are my vowels. What do you see between the 2 vowels?
2 consonants.
You see 2 consonants. All right, usually when there are 2 consonants, we divide between the 2 consonants. Okay, right here we've learned that one. We usually divide between our 2 consonants. We will place the accent mark on the first syllable because most English words are on that first syllable. Okay, now we're looking at this first syllable. Tell me about this first syllable. It is what? What type of syllable?
Short.
It's a, it has a short vowel, which makes it what type of syllable?
Short.
The vowel is short,
Clear.
so it's a closed syllable. So it's a closed syllable. My vowel is
Short coded B.
right. So this is what type of syllable again? A closed syllable. My vowel is short. All right. So we code it with a breathe. Tell me about the second syllable. What type of syllable is it? Remember?
Closed.
Good. It is a closed syllable. So how will I code my vowel?
Breathe.
A breathe. All right. Let's read the first syllable without accent. Just the first syllable without accent. Sec. Sec. Okay. And the second syllable without accent.
Ret.
Ret. Very good. Now read both syllables with the accent on the first syllable.
Secret.
Sec-ret. Does that sound like a word you know?
No.
No, not quite. What happens if I move the accent to the second syllable? Okay, let me move it to the second syllable. Okay, now read the word with the accent on the second syllable. Sec-ret. That does not work either, does it? Have you heard a word sec-ret?
No.
No, we haven't. All right, we have changed the accent, and that didn't work. What else could we do?
You divided the vowel consonant.
All right, so we have this word. We have sec-ret, and that wasn't a word that we knew.
No.
Now we've changed our accent to the second syllable, and it says sec-ret, and that wasn't a word that we knew or had heard of. So what could we possibly do?
What if we moved the dividing before that consonants?
Because we've tried it on the first syllable, we've tried it on the second, and we know it's a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel. So what might we do, Justice, you said?
Divide it through the first vowel and the consonant.
All right, good. So instead of dividing between the two consonants, we might do what we do for the vowel, consonant, vowel, and we divide before the consonants. So let's try that. So let's try, we're going to divide before the consonants. We know that most English words are accented on the first syllable. Let's move the accent back to this first syllable. All right, now what happens to the first syllable? Would it still be closed?
No.
No, now it makes it now a what?
Oh.
An open, which makes my vowel what?
Long.
A long vowel sound. Very good. Got it with a macaron. Yes. Okay. Now read the word secret. Secret. Is that a word that you know?
Yes.
Yes, like let me tell you a secret. Very good. Words with the words with the vowel, consonant, vowel pattern usually divide between the two consonants. Accent the first syllable and read. If that does not work, we're going to accent the second syllable. If that does not work, another choice for division is before the consonants, accenting that first syllable. Okay, we're going to review the steps of syllable division. Okay, and here are my steps for syllable division. Okay, so we have our word. The first thing we do is we identify how many sounded vowels we have, and I identify those by placing a V underneath. And then we look to see if we have what? A final stable syllable or a suffix. Okay, then we go to step 2. We identify our vowels, we label them. Then we see how many consonants we have. We label those. And then we're going to divide. Now we've learned we can divide between the two consonants.
Yeah.
Accent on first syllable and divide between two consonants, accent second syllable. But today we learned that sometimes after we check these two, they don't work, right? So we might have to divide between the first vowel and the first consonant. Very good. And then we look at each different syllable, and then we're going to code it how it's supposed to be coded according to what syllable type it is. Then we check it as a robot, and if we know that's not a word that we hear, we know that's not where the accent lies, what do? we might have to move that accent mark, and then we're going to read it together. All right, so in this case, we're going to change the accent to the second syllable. We're going to try to read it again. If that does not work, we're going to erase our division mark line and our accent, and we're going to divide before the consonants and the accent on the first syllable. Okay, so meaning we're going to add this to our syllable division. Okay.
Is there more ways to do syllable division?
There are. Right now you've learned this, and then we'll add some more, okay? Okay, so now we're going to look at some words together, and we're going to try to figure them out. All right, the first word is PROGRAM. All right, we're going to follow our syllable division rules, and we're going to try to figure it out. Okay, so the first thing we're going to try is, first of all, how many sounded vowels do you hear?
2.
Or do you say 2? Okay, so I'm going to label those. Do we have any final stable syllables?
No.
Or suffixes?
Nope.
Nope. So we're going to go to, we identified our sounded vowels. How many consonants do we have in the middle?
2.
2. Very good. So we're going to divide where we usually divide, which is between the 2 consonants. Okay? And most English words are accented on the first syllable, so let's try it out. Okay, now we're going to look at this syllable. What type of syllable is it?
Short.
It's short, so what type of syllable?
Close.
Closed. Okay, now look at this syllable. Closed. My vowel is
Short.
Short. Very good. Okay, now let's read it. Program. Have y'all heard of word program?
Nope.
I haven't either. So now what can we check? Let's move that. Good. Let's move the accent to the second syllable. Now let's read it. Program. Have you heard that word?
No.
No. Wow. Good thing we just learned this new syllable type. Let's try this. You want to?
Sure.
All right. So what do I need to do? I need to move that division line to where?
The middle of one consonant.
Between after the first
Syllable.
vowel. Good. Which is now. Let's check our syllable types. Okay. All right. So now this makes this what type of syllable? An open. So I have to change this to a what?
A long.
A long. Good job. What about this one?
Short.
It still stays short. Very good. Okay, so now let's read it. Program. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Our accent mark was still back here. Or where did we move it? Since we moved our division line, where do I need to move that accent mark? Good, to the first syllable. Now let's read it.
Program.
Program. Have you heard that word before?
Yeah.
Yes, you have. Good. A program. Okay, one more. Let's look at it together. It's APRIL. Okay, first we're going to do what we...
Divide.
Okay, we're going to what? Identify our sounded vowels. How many do you see?
2.
2. I'm going to label those. How many consonants do I have in between?
2.
2. I'm going to label those. I divide, usually, let's try first, where? Between the 2 consonants. Okay, very good. And then I'm going to look at this syllable. What type of syllable? A vowel.
Open.
Short. Closed.
Okay,
Closed.
All right, I hear open and closed. Let's see. What is a closed syllable? We say a closed syllable is a one consonant after one vowel. Close. Short coated. Good. So what is this? A short coated with a. Look at this one.
Short. Closed.
Close. So I'm going to code my vowel with a. Okay, with my accent on the first syllable. Let's read it like we coded it. April. Have you heard of a word April?
No.
Okay, so let's try moving my accent mark to where? A second syllable. Now let's read it. April. Have you heard that word before?
Nope.
Okay, so now let's try. What should we try?
Put the
Vowel,
consonant vowel.
Good. I'm going to move that division line to where?
The vowel.
Behind my
Vowel.
vowel, which makes this now what type of syllable?
Open.
An open. So I'm going to cut it with a
Macron.
macron. Okay, now, and where does my accent mark need to
The
go?
first.
On the first syllable.
First syllable.
Okay, now let's read it.
April.
April. Have you heard that word before?
Yes.
Yes, April, which is actually the month after now, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so words with the VCC pattern usually divide between the two consonants, and you accent the first syllable. Another choice for division is before the consonants, accenting the
Second.
first. It's okay, look. Our second choice that we just learned today is that we're going to, the division is before the consonants. We're going to accent that first syllable. Okay, now we're going to look at reading practice. And because we have to try each of these first to figure out exactly where our syllable division takes place, Miss Lindsay has put them in these. So we're going to use a marker.
Whenever I look at the vowel thing, it made me think of VCR.
VCR? Yeah, it does. Okay, let's look at our first. Oh, y'all need markers.
May I choose them?
All right, we're going to look at each word in detail. And we're going to, using our syllable division rules, we're going to figure out where this word needs to be divided and where our accent lies. Okay? Now, this is a word we are familiar with, but we're going to check first. So the first thing we're going to do is, using our syllable division rules, we're going to identify our sounded vowels. Okay? Go ahead and do that. Label your sounded vowels that you see.
It might be fat.
Okay, then we're going to identify what do you see between the two vowels?
Consonants.
Between the two consonants. Okay. First, we're going to divide it where?
And
Between our two consonants with our accent on the first
syllable.
syllable. So now looking at that syllable, code your vowels. And we're going to read it like a robot, like we
forgot
coded it.
something.
What do you want?
To
Divide.
no the
Code your, now you have your two syllables, okay? Code your syllables. So that first syllable, looking at it, is,
short.
it's good, short, so we're going to code it with a, good. Now that second syllable is also,
Short.
Coded with the brief.
right. So okay, let's read this word like you have it coded. An apron. Have you heard of an apron?
No.
No, so what we just learned is now we're going to what? Move that accent to the
First. I mean the second.
the second. So just erase your accent mark and move it to the second. And we're going to try it again. Now read it.
Apple.
Apron. Have you heard of that word?
No.
No. So now let's try what we learned today. Move your what? That division line behind the first what? No, look at Miss Lindsay. Behind the first vowel. And where's my accent mark?
The first.
Behind the first syllable. Okay. Y'all can erase. You can erase all of it. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all won't take it down.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't work. I'm fine. So hard you have
Okay, I moved my division line and my accent mark.
gotta get
Okay, once I did that, now how would I pronounce the word?
apron.
Apron. Right, because that first once I moved this division line, Veronica, this opened into a what type of syllable? An open syllable. So my vowel was long. So apron.
Okay. We need to have like a
It's okay. This
You know,
one.
I'm just gonna leave it right
Okay.
there.
It might have been easier with a pencil to erase. I was just going. All right, now let's look at that second word. All right, Miss Lindsay wants you to do it on your own. Go ahead and divide. Go ahead and do your civil division rules, and then we're going to talk about it.
Like the right way or?
Yeah, usually how do we do it? Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel, accent on the first syllable. Okay, read it like you coded it with this syllable division.
Patron.
A patron. Have you heard that word before?
No.
No. So now I need to try where? Moving my accent mark?
On the second.
All right, now how would I read it?
Patron.
A patron. Have you heard that one?
No.
No. Okay, let's try this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move that division line behind my first vowel and move that accent to my first syllable. Now read it to Miss Lindsay.
Patron.
I open that syllable to an open, so my vowel is long now. So it would be patron. A patron. Have you heard that word before?
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's do that last one.
There we go.
We're going to divide it using this one and then check it. Okay, using this syllable division, let's read it. An egret. Have you ever heard that word? No. Okay, so this one suggests that I move that accent mark to where? To the second syllable. Now let's read it.
Egret.
It's still going to be a closed syllable on this side. It's going to be an egret. Have you heard that word? No. Let's try this one. I'm going to move my division line to where? Behind my first.
Vowel.
Good, vowel. And move that accent mark to your
First.
All right, since I moved my division line, it's going to open this syllable up to what? An open syllable. Okay, now read it.
Egret.
An egret. Does anybody know what an egret is?
No.
Eager to get something.
Oh, that's eager. Close. Okay, an egret is like,
Sounds like an animal.
it's a bird.
I thought so.
It's a type of bird. All right,
I thought it was
good.
an animal.
All right, we'll practice more on this, but first I want you to look at, just look at that first line of words. Y'all can erase, and then we'll ask y'all a few questions about the three that we worked on, okay?
When it's over, can you use a pink light?
Yeah, you can. Okay, so just looking at your words. All right, everybody just,
Please.
okay, freeze, you're right. Freeze, and let's just look at those words that you just learned the new syllable division rule on. How many syllable types are there in the row of words? Each word had what type of syllables?
Vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel.
Okay, those are my syllable division. What syllable types? An open and a closed. Very good. Okay, remember when we count phonemes, we count how many sounds you hear in a word? Okay, look at the word egret. Everybody tell me, y'all figure out how many sounds do you hear in that word? How many different sounds? Not syllables, sounds.
2.
Sounds. How many phonemes? Okay, let's do it together. E, G, R, et. 5. Good. You heard 5 sounds, 5 phonemes in that word. Very good. All right, close that up for Miss Lindsay. Not close it up.
You need
But,
a white.
all right, let me just have these. You don't have to worry about planning them.
See what I'm marking?
Markers. Okay, I'm going to add 3 new words to our reading deck, and they are, read them for me.
Secret.
Apron.
Program.
Program.
Secret.
I know. Okay, let's do a few more.
Cry, fly, smile,
Oops.
filling,
Filling.
wise, golf, white, black.
are doing your spelling on a regular piece of notebook paper today.
For the first
Time
and
and
forever.
Okay. Now, alright, these are going to be words that we just talked about with the syllable division, okay?
Wait, are we doing like erasing like we did?
No, you won't erase these as spelling, so I'm going to say it, and then you're going to unblend, you're going to do the SOS procedure, okay, in your head. Okay, the first word is migrate.
Migrate.
Great.
Great.
My's your first syllable. Great. Migrate.
But that says W. Wow.
Your wow is again.
SOO stand for?
Alright, touching over your letters.
Migrate.
Okay, check with Miss Lindsay. My great. M-I-G.
Yeah.
R-A-T-E.
I thought it was mine.
My.
I thought Y. And it got to be.
Where do we put a? Where does Y
At the end of it.
at the end of it? Migrate. That's okay. Fix it.
Mine.
Okay. The next word is April.
April.
April. Ill. April. 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 April.
Does it have to be capitalized?
It does. Good job, Ashlyn. Why?
Because it's
The name of the month.
Yeah, it's a month of the year.
Apple.
It's a proper noun. Good, Kylie. A proper noun. Right. Veronica, how did you spell April?
APRUL.
April. I can understand why you use the way Miss Lindsay pronounced it. April. 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 We say April, so it does sound like a U, but it's ill. So what should the vowel be? APR.
IL.
Second time I got it wrong too.
It's okay.
Again.
It's hard to hear that I, especially the way Miss Lindsay pronounced it. Okay, here we go. The next one is program. Program.
Ow.
Remember that M's a nasal sound, so it's going to distort that vowel a little bit. Program. That nasal sound is going to distort your vowel.
Never knew it.
I know, those are hard, those nasal sounds. Till time wakes up. Alright, Ashlyn, tell me how to spell program.
PROGRAM.
Good. Please check your spelling. PROGRAM. Ram. Right, program. Did I?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, she did.
She's right on it. How many 3 humps? Thank
Hello,
you.
program.
Okay.
You're my program.
Push, boy. Okay, next word. Here we go.
Cookies are the best.
Alright, repeat word. Vibrate.
Vibrate.
Alright, here we go. Vibrate. 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 That first syllable is going to be an open. Vibrate.
Why did I write it?
Let's go with
Vi.
I was about to write. I wrote an O.
Great.
Oh.
Miss Lindsay, I was about to write an O.
Wait, hold on.
Alright, touch and name your letters on this one.
V-I-B-R-A-T.
Alright, what's going to make my A? That's a vowel consonant. E. So, okay, let's look at it. Spell it again.
V-I-B-R-A-T.
V-I-B-T-E. Vibrate.
I got it right.
Vibrate. I have my phone on silent. It might vibrate. Okay. Oh, y'all know this word. Familiar with it? Macron.
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 Sounds like a
Spell
new
it.
planet name.
Macron. Macron.
Me too.
Alright, touch and name your letters on this one.
M-A-C-R-O-N.
M-A-C-R-O-N. Macron. Good?
No.
No? Okay.
Yes.
Alright, fix it please. M-A-C-R-O-N. Macron.
I put a Y. I did M-A-Y-C-R-O-N.
Why would you not put
Not May.
May. I thought it was May and Cron.
May. Claw.
Okay.
Can't the Y only be at the end of the word?
In the final position, you're right.
I don't know.
Unless it was a base word, but we didn't have a suffix,
This is
did we?
May.
Yeah, right. Okay. Secret. 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 Secret.
Did that
What if I get that wrong?
my stomach hurts.
Alright, touch and name your letters.
S-E-C-R-E-T.
Check with Miss Lindsay. S-E-C-R-E-T. A secret.
Yep.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yep, we're spelling that word in this.
Secret.
Not a secret, is it?
Secret.
It's a secret.
Gotta tell my secretary a secret.
Check with Miss Lindsay's and fix. Okay, our last one is duplex.
Oh.
A duplex. Do. Or actually, Miss Lindsay's saying it wrong. Listen. It's a duplex. Duplex. Duplex.
I thought that was me for a second. Duplex.
Duplex.
What's that mean?
It's one of those funny words.
What is it though?
It's like a duplex. It's like if you live in a duplex, it's like one house right on top of the other.
Like a
They're like
Like
combined.
a when there's a wall separating
Yeah.
two houses. Like the butt against house to butt against the
No, it's not like an apartment. It's like you have your own. It's like a real house.
And the
I know.
Okay, shh. Okay,
Yeah,
listen.
that's what
We'll
my
talk
thing
about it.
is.
We'll talk about it later. We got to keep on there. All right, touch and name your letters.
D-U-P-L-E-X.
D-P-U-L-E.
It's technically like my house because I have
X.
a house and then there's a wall apart starting my house and another house combined.
Okay, darn. We'll talk about it later. All right. A U. Because look, Miss Lindsay, I pronounced it wrong before, didn't I?
I
I said
what was that
do, and
put
right.
O, just an O.
but because of our new, this would open it up to an open. So I should have read
Yeah,
it.
I put O.
Oh, I know. I realized after the fact.
I
I'm sorry.
literally just did a D
So
Y O U P L X.
plex. A duplex.
I spelled it D Y O.
Duplex?
Okay, I'm not sure why you're using all those Y's, but fix it,
No.
please.
We just said one on it.
I know she's.
Confused.
No, you. Okay.
I'm super.
All right, turn those over, please.
Are we doing the reading again?
Instead of reading and writing, yes, ma'am.
Yay.
Okay. Okay, we're going to start our extended reading and writing.
And writing?
Yes, it will require a little bit of writing today. Okay. All right, I need everybody in the listening learning position paying close attention, okay?
LL.
You're right, LLP. Okay. A preference, what's the word?
A
Preference is a liking that you have for something that someone else may not have. All right, I'm going to read it again. A preference is a liking that you may have for something that someone else may not have.
Electronic.
Wait, I need you to get your hands out of your shirt.
Like, so, a liking for something that someone else doesn't own or someone else doesn't like.
Either one. That they do not have, okay? This fable, which we know a fable's a
Horse.
horse.
And,
A fable is a
that's a type of word.
like a fairy tale, a make believe.
Right.
Okay.
Little witch.
This fable tells a Veronica.
Okay.
This fable tells about the food preferences of a farmer and his donkey. A preference, Ashlyn, is like some. You know what that means? A preference is like something that they choose. Okay, like if you choose your preference between like cheese pizza and pepperoni pizza, your preference would be what you choose. Okay. So the fable tells about the food preference of a farmer and his donkey. Listen and be ready to tell the lesson of this fable. First, we're going to do some naming. Okay, I'm going to go around the table like I always do, so don't blurt out at me, okay? I need you to sit up straight. Okay, we're going to name foods that you like. Go.
Orange.
Oranges. Okay. Takis.
Hot stuff.
Hot stuff. Spaghetti.
Buffalo chicken nacho fries.
Okay, buffalo chicken nacho fries.
Ooh, that's
All right, let's go around again.
Carrots.
Carrots.
cheese fries from Hardee's.
Cheese fries from Hardee's. Nachos.
Double stacked chicken taco.
Double stacked chicken tacos.
That sounds delicious.
Okay, y'all are naming maybe lunch and snacks for dinner. Okay, now name me your favorite maybe breakfast food. Really?
Pancakes.
Okay.
The shape apple pie, but it's not really with the apples. It's with chocolate in the middle. Then you can put chocolate on top of it.
Oh, okay. Yummy.
I don't know what's the name. I don't know what that name is, but it's like a donut cut in half with sausage in the middle.
Yeah, it's like a big, huge. Yeah. used to eat it with stack of milk. A breakfast pizza. I've made those
It's literally
before.
like this big.
Oh, well, yummy. Okay, now we're going to name foods that we do not like.
I
Alright, let
know.
me start with Justice. That you do not like.
Oh, I know.
Half of everything.
So name something that maybe your mom put in front of you and you were like, oh, Mama, please
Oh,
don't
I
make me
know.
eat this.
I know.
These like really little these like they're like they're like mac and cheese, but without the cheese, they have this white stuff on them and like carrots mixed into it and stuff. So whenever they told me to eat it, and they said, here, they push some of it to the plate. So I just pushed some of it back to the other side, so I didn't have to eat it.
Okay, so like with the vegetable carrot in it, you're not,
Carrots and
you don't like carrots? Okay, Kylie.
sushi.
Sushi? Okay.
Yeah.
Veronica?
I have two.
You don't like cotton candy?
I hate it.
Okay.
Can I have
Sure, tell me too.
broccoli
I want to say two. I want to say two.
and sushi?
And sushi.
Can I say one more?
Yeah, give me one more.
Hash
Hash brown. Dark chocolate.
white chocolate.
White chocolate? These are
Dang.
things you do not like? Oh, okay.
I got one more, Miss Long.
Okay.
I have one more too.
Me too.
I hate. I forgot. Any vegetables and squash.
Oh, okay.
I have one.
Alright.
Cheesecake.
Cheesecake?
Ew! I hate
can't
that.
stand cheesecake.
I hate
I
rubber cake.
can't stand
Oh,
Food
okay.
that I don't like is rubber.
Rubber? Oh,
Rubber
okay.
dumplings.
Well, I would hope you would never see or
Miss
eat
Lindsay,
rubber.
can I do
No.
like, I
All right,
can't
my
stand
turn.
cheesecake.
My turn. Okay, now we're gonna name words that mean meal. Okay,
Oh,
there's different types of meals that we eat throughout the day. What are they? We don't say like I'm gonna eat this meal. What do we say? What are some words we use to describe? I mean, to name a meal that mean meal. Okay.
Cuisine.
A cuisine. Good job.
Just like a dish. Like a fancy
A
dish.
dinner. Good.
Cuisine.
Oh, a delicacy. Very good. I like that word.
We're using big words.
Big words, right? I like fifth grade words. What do you when you wake up in the morning? What's the meal you call? Do you say, "Mom, I want this meal"? What do you say? I would like.
breakfast.
There you go. Breakfast.
Is there a platter?
A platter. Well, a platter's more than what maybe a
Lunch.
meal would be served on.
Lunch. Dinner.
Lunch, dinner,
Snacks.
The tray.
snacks. Good.
The size.
Okay, what is it called when an appetizer? Good. What about okay, let's say this whole entire table was full of just food. A buffet could be one.
Restaurants.
Golden Corral.
Golden Corral buffet.
Restaurants.
Okay, but like this was one of your vocab words, I think, or third grade.
Omoa.
Lots of food in one place.
I know what it's called. A banquet.
Okay, you could a banquet.
banquet.
You would have lots of.
This year.
Feast. A feast.
There you go, a feast. Okay. Okay, here's another word, and Miss Lindsay had to look it up because I wasn't very sure. But it's called a repast.
What?
Is it a big tray of?
Let me see if you can figure out what it is. That's the word, repast. Okay. Now it means okay. Let's say I had a big plate of lobster. So how would you?
Yuck.
She hates lobster.
Okay, well, wait, like let's just say okay. Y'all know this word from vocab from
You
language.
pass
A delicacy.
That's what I
A delicacy.
No.
Okay, it doesn't matter
Oh,
how to say it. So a delicacy usually is more what expensive than a regular meal. So an expensive meal, very luxurious. That's a word y'all should know. Luxurious.
No, that's what I was
Queen-
fifth grade.
That's a fifth grade
I
word.
can't even say it again.
Okay, so a repast is a very expensive,
Luxurious.
luxurious meal.
Luxurious.
Okay, so now we're going to name some words or
Like cheese.
describing words, which are called adjectives.
Uh,
All right, we're going to name some words or adjectives that can be used to describe a meal. So here, I'm going to do a little bubble.
I got one.
Okay, here's meal.
I got two.
All right, here's what we're describing, okay? All right, go around the table. Justice.
Cheesy.
Cheese.
Man,
Cheesy.
That means meal or like whatever.
That describes a meal. That just, let's say if you wanted to think about your favorite meal, describe it to me.
Can I name two?
Kylie.
Salad.
Alright, describe a salad to me.
Vegetable.
Like leafy or
Or
Like using our,
Is it specific?
telling me what kind, which one, or how many, like adjective.
Carrot.
Right, maybe describe a carrot. Because a carrot's a name.
watery.
Shh, let her think. What's your favorite meal, Kylie? Spaghetti. Alright, if you were describing it to Miss Lindsay, remember like using our 5 senses? Give me
Messy.
something. Messy. Okay, a meal can be messy.
I got one.
Alright, Veronica.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Delicioso.
Delicious.
That was one of my words.
Is that a Spanish word you're learning?
No, delicious.
We don't do
Delicious.
Disgusting.
I thought you did Spanish. No, we don't.
Alright,
We do
Justice, give me another one. That might describe a meal. Shh, too much side talking.
Inspiring.
A meal could be inspiring. It could be.
A milk?
A meal.
It could be
Oh, I
inspiring
said
for
milk.
a young shelf.
A young chef. You're right. It
Yeah,
could
a
be.
shelf would be inspiring.
Okay.
All of them.
Kylie, you have another?
Filling?
Filling? Very good. A meal can be filling.
I got one. I'm gonna throw it in my truck then. This one's it
Uh-huh.
Fluffy.
Fluffy?
Oh yeah, like
A meal can be
cotton
fluffy?
candy.
Like the girls with the fluffy on.
Would you consider cotton candy as a meal?
Yes.
No.
We have different types of cotton candy at the same
I would
time.
hope you would consider
Cotton
it.
candy disgusting.
I know. I hate cotton
Lindsay,
candy.
disgusting.
Disgusting. Yes, very good. All right, those are wonderful adjectives. Okay, now we're going to move on to, all right, y'all name some different meals for me.
Taco.
You said breakfast.
Taco. Cuisine. Taco. Pizza.
Snack. These are just some I remember.
Apple
Lunch.
pie.
Lunch.
Lunch.
Dinner.
Cuisine.
And dinner.
Cuisine.
A dinner.
Cuisine.
That would be another name for a meal, you're right. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to rank them according to portion size. Do you know what I mean by
No.
portion?
Yes.
Eating how large, like your
We're going from biggest to smallest. Or
Yes.
smallest?
A portion is like how much they put on your plate.
Yeah, like so, like say like a box of cereal, and a cup of milk. They would the serving size of milk would be bigger than the serving size of
cereal.
Cereal.
The serving size of cereal is 21 pieces. The serving size of milk.
Right. Each thing has a portion
I
size.
recommend it to
So are we going biggest to smallest? Yes. No. Smallest to biggest.
Does anybody know what brunch?
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
slash dinner slash lunch.
It's kind of in between the times.
No.
It's breakfast.
It's lunch.
Okay. Brunch is called is because it's like breakfast you usually eat when, right? In the beginning of the
Okay.
day. Lunch is kind of what time of day?
Afternoon.
Have like
In the middle of the day, right? Brunch would be a meal that you eat between breakfast and lunch.
and
Kind
a
of
snack and dinner.
snack and dinner. Yeah.
Snack.
Okay, so if according to portion size, okay, let's pretend this is my plate. Here's a what kind of what kind of portion size
Small.
compared to this one.
Small.
This one would be
Medium.
a small portion size, and this would be
The biggest.
a large portion size. Okay, ranking these 1 from 10, going smallest.
Snack. First.
Okay, let's read our words. Sorry, I should have written them.
Breakfast.
Breakfast,
Snack.
feast,
Dinner.
brunch. Okay, so the smallest portion
Snack.
size I would probably eat
Snack.
snack. You eat snack at school, right?
Yes.
Right. It's just kind of like a
No
little.
breakfast.
Breakfast.
Okay, and then the next one would probably be what?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Well, people sometimes don't eat breakfast.
You're right, they don't, but they should,
I do.
right? So,
Yeah, I'm
okay, now, what would you say?
brunch.
Feast.
All right, we have
Brunch.
feast, dinner,
Brunch.
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 Brunch, okay.
Then dinner.
Dinner,
Dinner.
and then a feast.
Yeah, because the feast is really.
Good.
What about lunch?
We just ranked a few words, okay? Okay, So that would be ranking them by portion size, our portion size on our plate. Okay, name multiple meanings of the word like. Okay, let's say I like the meal I'm about to eat. What's some other words I could use for the word like?
Enjoy.
Enjoy, good.
Delicious.
If something's delicious, you would like it, yes.
Spicy.
Joyful.
Tasty.
Joyful,
Happy.
it would make you happy.
Joyful.
Grateful.
I already said that.
You could be grateful for it if you like something. Tasteful.
Graceful.
Okay, let's say I put your favorite meal in front of you. And I said, Ashlyn, do you like your meal? And you would say, yes.
You're grateful. Yeah. Probably.
Okay. What's another word you could give me instead of the word like?
Love.
Love.
Enjoy.
Hate it.
Enjoy. Enjoyable.
I hate it.
You could hate it, I guess. But that wouldn't mean the same as like. We're looking for
Sweet.
multiple meanings of the word like.
So.
All right, what's something you like?
Enjoy.
Enjoy.
You, I know y'all.
Anything except broccoli.
All right, describe something that you like. Give me another word for like.
Disgusting.
If you like something, it's not gonna be disgusting.
I don't know.
No.
All right, all right. Let's try this one. Name multiple meanings of the word taste.
Take.
Tasteful.
A sense. A sense.
Flavorful.
Flavorful. Good.
Delicious.
Delicious.
Graceful.
Oh, okay.
Fabulous.
Spicy. No, spicy.
What's one of our vocab words that means the smell of something?
Amor.
A who?
Amor.
Aroma.
Aroma. Very good. Aroma. Okay. Very good. So that was your naming. Okay, now we're going to look at describing some different pictures. Okay. And we're going to use our describing hierarchy to describe some of these pictures. Now I'm going to give each one of you a different picture.
Yeah, my favorite.
I thought that was great.
Okay, all right, we're going to, using our describing hierarchy. All right, I'm going to give you just a second to look it over.
I'm gonna switch.
All right, Ashlyn. Guys, I need everybody to pay attention to your, okay. I don't know if everybody will get a chance, okay? So if you don't, it's okay. I need you to listen to your friend. All right, Ashlyn, name your object.
Pancakes.
Pancakes. Name a category that they might belong in, or which they belong
Breakfast.
in. A breakfast,
Dinner.
food, or somebody. Yeah, Miss Lindsay
Yeah,
does it a lot. I want to hear a bit later. So some people cook breakfast food for dinner. You're right. Anything else?
Lunch.
You could choose lunch. Would it be things that are eaten with syrup or
Butter.
butter? Good.
Jam.
Yeah.
And,
Okay. What's the function or the use or the purpose of pancakes? All right. Why would Mama give you? Why would Mama make you pancakes?
because they are delicious.
They're delicious.
Uh-huh.
What's the purpose of them? To
Bite it.
eat and fill your
Stomach.
belly, right? And maybe provide us with, what does food give us? Nutrients.
Nutrients.
Yeah, all good. All right, what's the color of your pancakes?
Kind of like brownish kind.
Brownish. It has a big blob of butter on top.
Butter.
Butter.
Syrup.
How would you tell me the size of it?
Like medium, small.
Good. And all these are in a what? A
Stack.
stack. Very good. They're in a stack. All right. Can you compare that stack of pancakes to her plate of spaghetti?
No.
Can you?
Yes.
How are they alike in any way?
Yes.
How?
Colored.
Because of the spaghetti.
How are pancakes alike? Are they alike in any way as your spaghetti?
Yes. Because it's
You told me that sometimes people will eat these for
Dinner
For dinner.
or lunch or
So could that be a way that they're alike? They're both maybe sometimes eaten for dinner. Good. Okay, what about, can you give me a simile? Remember we worked on similes? A pancake is as
hot
as a,
spaghetti.
hot as a, what's something really hot?
Pot pies.
A pot pie. All right, good, I'll take it. Okay,
I love pot pies.
all right. Let's see. Kylie, name your object. What type of sandwich can you tell? A ham sandwich? Okay. What category would it like to fit in? Lunch foods? Any other? A snack? Some people might eat a ham sandwich as a snack. Alright, what's the function, use, or purpose? To eat it? What else does food provide us?
Energy.
Energy? Good. Alright, can you tell me the color? I know there's multiple colors, but tell me the colors.
The color of bread.
Which is
It looks like wheat bread.
wheat bread.
Like,
Alright, the size.
I love wheat bread.
There's multiple pieces of medium. There's lots of pieces of what
Yeah.
ham on there. Can you make me a comparison? Compare it to. Alright, compare it to this. Different. Tell me the difference.
Everything.
Give more specific, please.
that would be an actual meal. And this would be lunch, like a small lunch.
Very good. So this would be served as a lunch, and this would be more of a dinner or supper. A meal. Very good. Alright, what about a simile or a metaphor?
What does that mean?
A simile, like where we compare it using like or as, or we compare it using not. So a turkey sandwich is as
Good.
is as good as a
Dish.
dish. What type of dish?
Whatever this is.
A meat dish.
I'm so hungry. You make
You
I
can make
know, I
something
know,
that
it's so
they
good.
both have meat.
What now?
You can do a similar
Alright,
that
turkey
both have meat.
sandwiches as
I think I'm
filling as a fills your belly as a big plate of spaghetti. Alright, as a buffet. I know, we gotta move on, I'm sorry. We only have time for 2. Alright, well we can look at it.
No, you make me hungry, please.
I know, and y'all get snack next, right?
Yes. I have
You
a
do.
snack in that.
Okay,
Does it tell the story?
alright. Remember, a preference is a liking that you have for something that someone else may not have. This fable tells about the food preferences of a farmer and his donkey. Listen and be ready to tell the lesson of this fable. Okay, Miss Lindsay's going to tell you the story.
I knew it.
The title of it is The Donkey and the Thorn Bush. And I forgot to tell y'all before, this is a narrative, and narratives do what?
Tell a story.
Okay. Once there was a farmer who was gathering baskets of juicy tomatoes, crisp green beans, and sweet corn from his garden. One by one, the farmer loaded his donkey with baskets that were brimming with food. Brimming means full, like full to the rim. It was like running over with all of those things that he had just picked.
Right.
I have worked hard for all of this bounteous food. I planted the seeds and watered the young plants without fail. I tirelessly picked the weeds so that they would not choke the plants. And now I toil in the hot sun to bring this food home to my family. The farmer continued to work, as there was much food to gather. While he worked, the farmer munched on a handful of green beans. I'm indeed a fortunate man, for there can be no better food than what I am now gathering. What's fortunate mean?
Delicious. Lucky.
Lucky. The donkey stood by the farmer. Stood by as the farmer labored on. As the donkey stood watching the farmer munch on his crisp green beans, he realized that he was hungry. Amid the farmer's bounteous harvest, the donkey noticed a thorn bush growing and began to eat it. How many people would be happy with the delicacies that I am carrying on my back? But for my taste, the sumptuous, simple thorn bush is a veritable feast, he said. When the farmer had filled all his baskets and loaded them onto the donkey, he and the donkey returned home. Each was no longer hungry, and each was satisfied with his choice. All right, I heard some wonderful vocab words in there. Did you?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, so we said brimming was full of capacity. So the basket was brimming with food. These are some vocab. These are the words I want you to bring out when you're retelling to me. All right, I have worked hard for all this. Boisterous, that means generally given. Okay. And we said, now I toil in the hot sun. Toil in the hot sun means what? He's working hard. He's working hard in that hot sun. He said he was a fortunate or a lucky man. And then he said amid the farmers, that means
All of them.
Amid it. He was part of. Okay. The farmer's boisterous harvest means a big amount. The donkey noticed the thorn bush, and he had delicacies on his back, which meant he considered fine food. The thorn bush was veritable, meaning veritable means comparing. He compared the thorn bush to all the basket full of vegetables. All right, Miss Lindsay's going to retell the story, and then I'm going to choose some to come do it. Okay.
Are we all retelling it?
We won't have time for everybody. Once there was a farmer who was gathering baskets of juicy tomatoes and corn and crispy green beans. He loaded the donkey with baskets brimming with food. As he worked hard for all his bounteous food that he had planted, tirelessly picked weeds, he was toiling in the hot sun to bring the food home to his family.
His wife.
As the farmer continued to work hard, gather the food, he munched on crispy green beans. He said to himself, I am indeed a fortunate man. The donkey just stood there waiting for the farmer, watching the farmer work and snack on his crispy green beans. And he said, and amid that farmer's bounteous harvest, the donkey noticed a thorn bush. And he began to eat it. And he said to himself, how many people would be happy with just this thorn bush, as I have all these delicacies on my back? For my taste, it's just as sumptuous and simple as this thorn bush.
Oh, yeah.
And is veritable, which means comparable, to a feast. When the farmer had filled the donkey's baskets, the donkey was loaded up and they returned home. When they both returned home, they were no longer hungry and they were very satisfied with their choice.
Why did he use
A thorn bush.
All right, Kylie.
do I stand up in front?
Yeah, come here. You can do this. All right, y'all pay close attention.
picking, gathering, juicy tomatoes and crisp green beans from his garden. His basket was blue,
Good. Brimming.
brimming
Good.
with food.
What did he say? I have work.
I have worked so hard
For all of this
for all of this food,
fabulous food.
fabulous food, and toiling in
Good.
hot sun. As the farmer was picking his vegetables, he was munching on a handful of green beans.
Crisp green.
Crisp green beans. The donkey sitting
You're good.
watching the farmer started eating
Good. The donkey stood watching the farmer eat his green beans.
and thought to himself that
He was among this what?
he was among this
Boisterous
boisterous
harvest.
harvest, and that he was also hungry. So he saved a thorn bush and began eating it.
And he said, what did he say? He said most people would want all these
Vegetables.
and all these delicacies out of that basket.
When my simple taste would be having a thorn bush,
Very good. So when they loaded up and they went home,
they were no longer hungry.
they were no longer hungry
Satisfied
and satisfied with
with their choice.
their choice. Very good. Okay. All right, now we're going to go over the story using our 5W cards. All right, we have two. Yes. Who, what, when, where, and why. Okay, 5Ws. All right, I'm going to give you your own 5W cards, and I want you to lay them out just like Miss Lindsay has on the board, that same order. Sorry. Who, what, when, where, and
They were already in order.
why. Were they?
Yep.
Okay.
For me, they were. Who, what, when, where, and why.
Okay, together we're going to come up with these answers, okay? Once we answer it, we're going to move our card. We're going to slide our card over, okay? So my first question is who? Who was in my story?
The donkey
Donkey
and
and
the
the
farmer.
All right, so the farmer and the donkey. Say it and push it over.
The donkey and the farmer.
The farmer. That was my who. Okay? What? What happened?
They were
They were
gathering
picking.
food.
They were gathering
And
food,
eating.
vegetables.
Gathering. The farmer was gathering food for his family. And what did the donkey do?
Eat.
He ate
the thorn bush.
Okay, so we're going to say what happened was the farmer
Eat
was
picking
picking vegetables for his family, and the donkey ate the thorn bush. Let's do that one again together. The what?
The
donkey
Eats the thorn bush, and the farmer picks the vegetables for his family. Okay, our next one is what?
When.
When. Does it really give us a win? No,
But if it's in the hot
Spring.
sun, I'd imagine it to be
Like
around
summer.
noon because noon's the hottest time of day.
Good, probably noon would probably be the time of day, and maybe what season?
Summer.
Summer. So we're going to say our win is maybe once upon a time in
Summer.
The hot of day in the
Summer.
summer. All right, y'all do it. Ready? When?
When
Answer it.
When
Once upon a time in the
Hot
summer day.
hot summer day. Okay. Where? Where did this story take place?
At the garden.
In the farmer's
Garden.
in the farmer's garden. Okay. And then why?
Because he needs food.
Because he needs food for his family.
He does. And why did the donkey eat the thorn bush?
Because he was hungry.
He was hungry and he was
Vanquished.
Make one.
I don't know.
famished.
Famished.
Good. I like you're using the vocab word. Okay, so he ate the thorn bush because he was hungry and he saw it. So our why can be what the donkey feels the thorn bush is a fine meal, so he decides to eat it. Very good.
Yay.
All right. So now we're going to look at this. The story is about who? The story is about
Who?
the farmer and his donkey. It takes place.
At this.
Oh, I'm sorry. We need to go when. Swap your cards. I'm sorry. It's going to be who, when.
What?
It's going to be who, when,
What?
where,
What?
what, and why. That's how we're going to answer our story summary. All right. So the story is about
Who?
the farmer and
the
his donkey. It takes place when?
At the hot
Summer day. Where? On
In his
in the
farmer's
farmer's garden. What happens?
The donkey
He
ate
eats a thorn bush.
Good. He eats the thorn bush. And why? It
Because
happens
he was
because
so hungry.
he was so
hungry.
hungry. Very good.
Couldn't resist getting 30 million thorns in his mouth.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some questions. What's the farmer's food preference? What is he snacking on?
Green beans.
The crisp green beans. What's the donkey's food preference?
Thorn
Thorn bush.
The thorn bush.
The flowers in the thorn bush, probably.
You think so? All right. Out of the two, what would be your preference?
The green beans.
The green beans.
Green beans.
Yeah.
I would eat nothing.
That would be.
Thorn bush. I hate green beans, so I'm just gonna pick the thorn bush. Yeah.
Okay.
No, he actually could be eating flowers that are on the thorn bush.
All right. What lesson does this fable teach? And do you agree with the lesson?
Yeah.
Yes.
It teaches that it doesn't matter what you're eating as long as it's not poisonous.
But
Okay.
some people might have different preferences.
No,
Good. Other people might have different preferences.
somebody might have something in, but you don't. But you shouldn't. Like, I want that. What he or
Very good. So he might have. He could
be
have.
grateful.
Grateful.
Be thankful.
Be thankful. Good. It says, do you agree with the lesson? It says to each his own.
Yeah. Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
You do agree with it?
It teaches that you get what you get and you don't listen to it.
There you go. That's a good. All right. Do you think the donkey had worked just as hard as that farmer?
Yes. He has to carry the food and the old man.
Okay, so do you think maybe he could or he did earn the right to maybe eat some of those vegetables on his back?
Yeah.
Okay, what if he would have,
Died.
well, I wasn't going to say that, but okay. All right, could the donkey had made another choice?
Yes, he could have ate the grass.
He could have eaten the grass, but listen to me.
Or stole them vegetables.
What choice might he could have made and gone home hungry?
And just not
Eat the
ate.
person.
Like,
Not have ate anything.
got like going hungry, but then like maybe when he got home, they could have ate that like the farmer could have fed him.
Right, can you picture yourself? Okay, here you're the donkey and you have all these delicacies on your back and you're starving, okay?
He was stopping.
He could have, what?
Stole them.
He could have done that, but that's a bad
Knocked
choice.
the person off and then stole them.
He could have went home hungry by what? Just standing there and doing what?
Nothing.
Nothing and pouting and dwelling. And,
And
oh, I
dwelling.
worked just as hard as this
Crying.
farmer. I should be able to eat this.
He could have like kind of tried to take one when the farmer was looking, and then the farmer get the idea that it was hungry.
Right, you could have done that. But what did he decide? What did this donkey decide to do?
Eat thorn bush.
Eat that thorn bush, right? The donkey didn't dwell on what he couldn't have. What did he do? He shifted his focus to what?
The other stuff. The thorn bush.
To the thorn bush that he saw. And he said, "Hey, I'm going to be pleased and satisfied with what I have
Right now.
and what I can get right now."
Yep.
Very good. All right, and that's the end, but I want to leave y'all with this. Do you guess what where are we supposed to find our true satisfaction? Are we
In
supposed to
God.
find in what?
In God.
In God. Very good. That's what I was going to say. You should find your true satisfaction in God. Should we find our true satisfaction in people?
Yeah. No.
No. And we shouldn't find satisfaction in things or
God.
places. Okay, so we should only find our satisfaction in
In
God.
God and Jesus.
In Jesus, you're right. All right, so that's all for today. Tomorrow we're going to do another
Tomorrow?
passage. Not Monday.
Monday.
Tuesday. We're going to do an expository passage. All right, good job.
There's your cousin.
My stomach's hungry.
All right, y'all can get your stuff.
It videoed it, right? Wait.
What, Doreen?
Don't tell me I just got